Good evening, Speed Gaming 4. Welcome to the playoffs. Playoffs? We're talking about not practice. We're talking about the playoffs. We've got a round of 16 match here between Kipp and TGDerp. We are getting ready to get started. You can see the runner's vetoes and Kipp's choice on the screen there. Kipp chose to veto triple bingo. Derp chose to ban low percent ice. Both choices make a lot of sense, frankly. Kipp is one of the top low percent ice runners. I don't foresee him getting to race that anytime soon. And Kipp doing triple bingo, one of the more volatile categories. And I think if you're a favorited higher seed, then generally you want to get rid of that variance of triple bingo. Kipp then chose to run any percent, probably, the most consistent category. Feels like he's probably a pretty big favorite there. Has the better any percent time. Kipp has a high 42 right now as his PB. I'm not sure what Derp's is. I do know it's better than mine. Let's take a look here before we get started and go to series station. I will be joined here soon, by the way, by Lunaris. They are running just a little bit late, so you're going to have to deal with just me for a little bit. Looks like Derp has a solid 46, a very good time, but Kipp going to be just a little notch above that with his 42. We'll see if Kipp decides to run old or new route, and we are off. We've got standard timer on the left and Blat timer on the right. Get your exclamation point Blats ready in the chat. Actually, I don't know Speed Gaming 4 has that command. Any percent, definitely the most competitive of the categories and the most fleshed out, the most ran by a long shot, has the highest number of runners, and I'm sure the top runners likely have more time in any percent than any of the other categories. Possibly, well, I won't say all of the top runners. Some of the top runners didn't do much any percent, but I'm sure if you looked at overall time of the top 10 runners, I think any percent likely dwarfs the time they spend in any other categories. I mean, heck, Zost and Behemoth's any percent time, probably more time than most of the rest of the board combined. Let's see who gets the series advantage out of here. We got Derp with a solid 45.80 and Kipp just a little under a second behind with a 44.89. Solid series times. I have a feeling that Kipp will be going new route, even with a bit of a movement advantage over TGDerp. He hasn't. I don't know that he's run old route very recently, but several higher seeded runners have chosen to do old route instead of new route just because it's more consistent and a little bit safer. Yeah, I would not be surprised to see him go the Picard route as well. Just picking up that Varia suit before heading to Lower Norfair. We'll have to see. And I'm not entirely sure if Derp runs new route or old route. We do see both runners using that moonfall tech there, choosing to moonwalk backward off a platform, do a shot. I don't know exactly how it works, but it uncaps your fall speed, keeps you falling way down, drops you through platforms, makes you go real fast as long as you're going downward. Can tell you a little bit about how our runners got here. Kipp went 5-1 in his Swiss rounds, earning an automatic berth into the playoffs. TGDerp, I believe, was 4-2, one of our 4-2 runners that participated in the play-in race. Ended up doing quite well, I believe. Ended up 5th in the play-in race, which was an any percent race where he ran a 47.53. Although I would expect Derp to take a few more risks and push a little bit harder in this any percent race versus Kipp than he may have in the play-in race. Runners heading up to Bomb Torizo. A couple different methods you can use to get up to this room. I think this is a room nobody is very fond of. We see Derp using the kind of standard right side wall jumps and Kipp using the standard ledge grab method. Both pretty fast, kind of a matter of preference. A nice 44-45 bomb time from Kipp, and Derp right behind, maybe just 6 seconds behind with a 40-51. Always nice to get that sub 5 bombs. When you damage this bomb Torizo, you want to always make sure to do it kind of in multiples of 100. Missiles will do 100 damage, so that's easy to count. Your regular shots will do 20, so you want to get 5 regular shots in and then use missiles for the rest generally. That'll avoid that head explosion animation that we sometimes see. And we have Terminator coming up here, named so because you'll be back. And we'll see here if Kipp decides to kill these pirates. That will generally indicate that he is indeed going wreck ship first. And we'll see the same thing for Derp. Looks like he's got missiles selected. That generally means we're killing pirates. So Kipp likely going to head to the Space Ghost from coast to coast with the most. Get that gravity suit so he can go straight down to Lower Norfair. Derp, on the other hand, face tanking all those pirates, saying, I don't care about health because I'm going to go kill Kraid first. And then I'm going to pick up the high jump E-tank. I'll get that refill. I don't need health. That little drop down to use the missiles and shoot those crabs. Making sure you get 2 missile drops and end up with 5 missiles is a really slick strat that is very easy to mess up. And if you miss one of your missiles, then you're kind of sitting around trying to find another missile drop before you can get into that room. I think it's hard to say it's called Terminator because of a category that wasn't invented when the room was named. Kipp remembering that while he could run low percent ice for fun because it's any percent, deciding he instead would rather pick up missiles and not have a 200-shot Mother Brain fight. Derp picking up his charge beam. Blat, blat, blat. Good job. How many blats do you get per item fanfare? I'm guessing like 30, it seems like. And coming up here is where we're going to see the divergence by our runners. Kipp's going to head up Red Tower and head to wreck ship. Derp is going to head down, I'm assuming, and pick up the Varia, do a little bit of Upper Norfair cleanup for movement items, and then head to wreck ship before going to Meridia. Very nice entry into the warehouse by TGDerp there. Using those supers, those 3 supers to clear it out so you could keep running, jump in without having to drop down and do a jump off that ledge. Well, now we're all looking at Azure. Because his emote is in the chat. All right, Kipp's going to attempt here CWJ. He's got 1 frame to jump there. It looks good. First jump is good. He'll have 2 frames to do a wall jump off of this pillar to try to get over the moat. Meanwhile, TGDerp heading into the Kraid fight. Going to try to keep Kraid from standing up by locking his mouth open with a couple missiles and then shooting 3 supers in before his mouth closes. Oh, he's doing the 4 super method. And I don't think he used charge shot to do that. That was really cool. Bold move, Cotton. Foregoing the charge shot, instead just catching Kraid opening at the right time. Yeah, it would be impossible to jump too far and miss the wall jump check, I think. I mean, I've never seen it happen ever, so I assume it's impossible. If something bad could happen, I'm sure it would have happened to me by now. Derp heading out. We'll see if Derp picks up the Kraid E-Tank. It's generally one of the last things you cut from old route, and he is going to pick it up. It makes sense, especially in a race environment. Get those 4 E-Tanks. It makes really the run up to Phantoon and Dragon a lot safer. Kipp utilizing Doppler strats here to get extra missiles into Phantoon. Trying to get 2 rounds. That's your goal generally with any of these Phantoon fights. Make sure you Doppler in enough missiles so that you can kill them in 2 rounds. And nicely done. Beautiful 2-round Phantoon fight. The Dopplers work because as you walk towards Phantoon and you shoot your missiles, they kind of bunch up. It's known as the Doppler effect. And the iframes don't kick in soon enough, I think, or something like that. So when the first one hits the eye, the other ones keep hitting it, and it doesn't disappear because the missiles keep hitting the eye. Got to space them out with pretty impeccable timing to get it to keep hitting. Derp picking up one of the best movement items in the game, high jump boots. Makes all your movement much smoother. Very easy to get around. One of those items in the categories that skip high jump boots, you generally miss it quite a bit. Wish you could pick them up. Yeah, you're right. It's probably iframe is probably the wrong terminology. It's more of a like after you hit him, he would disappear. But if you keep hitting him at specific intervals, you probably have to shoot them slow enough that the iframes have ran out, but fast enough that it hasn't gone away yet. There are probably 18 people in chat who understand it better than I do, who will correct all the things I say. Oh, really? That's interesting. All right, Kipp heading into one of the more dangerous parts of the game here, bowling. These spikes do 60 damage apiece with no suits. He will take at least 2 hits to get through here. And looks like he's in with some very nice health. Only gets hit twice. That's what you're looking for. I'm sure there are things you don't know. We just haven't found them yet. Derp taking a nice refill here before heading out of this area. You want to have good ammo. It doesn't have to be perfect. He's obviously excellent ammo with 12 and 5, but you want to make sure you have good ammo heading up into Wreck Ship, because you're going to be heading, you're going to want some supers to get through Wreck Ship, at least 3 for the front door. Oh, and he goes through the platform. This is the worst room in the game. Everybody knows this is actually the worst room in the game. You have 2 doors you have to get through, a boss door, and then you want 1 more super for Phantoon himself. So having 4 coming out of here is good. There are some cacks that you can farm on the way there as well. Kipp here is not too worried about his health. The enemies will not do much damage since he has gravity, and he'll be getting a health refill very quickly. Likely the high jump boots E-Tank will be the next E-Tank that he picks up. Just a pretty free health refill. Meanwhile, Derp has collected his movement items that he wants. He's got high jump and speed booster. He's going to head up to Wreck Ship to get his gravity suit before going to Meridia. Kipp, unfortunately, in New Route, you have to get Spazer. That beam starts with an S because it's so-so. It's certainly better than nothing, but Plasma, much more powerful. But Spazer does cut down the number of shots needed on Mother Brain and Ridley quite a bit. It's like Kipp is going to run Picard route. PKRD. Going to pick up his Varia suit before heading to Lower Norfair. Makes things quite a bit safer. Runners doing New Route need Varia in order to prevent Mother Brain's Rainbow Beam from one-shotting them. It'll do 600 damage if you don't have Varia. Oh, and Derp dodging 1 mouth, but unfortunately getting sucked into a second. Couldn't quite avoid it. Tried to damage boost through it, but unfortunately that mouth sucked too much. Oh man, somebody has an emote for it too? The Nevdi Vile Plume. Nice. I hate those Vile Plumes. Kipp using that 2 missile, 3 super strat that I was expecting Derp to use. And coming out of there with very nice ammo, 10, 9, 3. Couldn't ask for much more than that. Derp, because he has speed, will not need to do the hard CWJ or bomb jump. Instead, he can use Shine Spark to get across much easier. He can also get through this area of ocean much easier. Kipp also picking up the Crady tank. So he may be going for a 4-tank New Route run. We'll see if he decides to pick up the Ridley E tank and or the Bawooni tank. It could even be going for a 5-tank New Route run, just for ultimate safety. See how Derp here does on the Phantoon fight. He has Power Bomb selected, which means he's likely opening the first round with a X Factor. Only has 1 Power Bomb, so we'll see what he does for round 2. Well, Nepti, there were 6 rounds of Swiss, so it's not like there wasn't ample chance to get a lot of games in. Oh, unfortunately misses the opening there. Phantoon being a bit of a jerk there, but gets a nice X Factor in round 1. He could be going for a 7-tank run. Actually, all the way up to 18. He could be getting all the way up to 18 tanks. Nice Doppler at the end to finish him off. That I believe if you get two missiles, and then an X Factor, and then in the second round you can do 2-2, and then 2 missiles and Doppler a super in to finish off Phantoon. Nicely done, and comes out with full ammo. That's got to feel good for Derp. Yeah, that's true. Azure as well. Like double elimination, best of 3 after a Swiss would be a little bit overkill, and it would likely mean we get fewer tournaments if we start running them that way, in my opinion. But I am not an organizer, and anybody that's willing to organize a tournament, you run it however you want. Very nice little green frog platform freezes there by Kipp. Yeah, Kipp's had an incredibly clean run. Yeah, Derp had a nice clean addict there, got through. His bowling is not nearly as dangerous. With Varia, the spikes do half damage. So instead of 60 damage, they'll do 30. He also has more E-tanks. So generally not a very scary part. You can take quite a few extra hits here before you start freaking out and killing yourself. And Derp actually using the bowling spark there to get through there, instead not taking any hits from the spikes. That's a little bit faster, but I do think it takes more health. The spark itself drains more health than the 2 spike hits you would take. Derp making sure not to run through gravity, knows he needs that to get through Meridia, wants to go underwater, wants to do it quickly, and he's going to head there right now. Yeah, it does not surprise me that forfeits would be high in Super Metroid. It's a hard game, yo. Derp coming out of that wrecked ship with 10 supers, which feels good, not only for an ammo count, but that means if he wants to, he can farm these cacks for 20 health apiece, and 1 more cack down at the bottom on the way under Spazer for another 20 health, which is always nice to know you have a possible 60 health on the way to Meridian in case you're a little bit low. And he does choose to pick up those health drops. And revisits the Vile Plume, saying, "Hey, old friend, I think you missed me. Let's reacquaint ourselves." Kipp's going to go for a really tough strat here called Lava Spark. Requires a short charge, a damage boost, very nice, and then beautifully done. Great example. Thank you for showing us what Lava Spark looks like. Even got the diagonal spark up, which I think always looks a little bit cooler than the straight one. Derp up. You got this. There you go. Looking good. Kept sparking through those pillars. That's going to save him some power bombs, which will allow him to do a slightly faster strat in the room before Wasteland. Like this, what is that? The 3 Key Hunters room? It's not the 3 Musketeers, but it's the vertical Key Hunters room, something. And using a spark to kill those bugs. Nicely done. Runs past the other one. Doesn't take damage. And there's where he gets to use that extra power bombs that he saved from sparking through the pillars. A little bit faster than doing a bomb spread and bombing through them. We got a Sneck over on Derp's side. Nice 1 round from Derp. Getting that X Factor in, and then 6 supers to finish him off. Goodbye, Sneck. You don't belong in this world. Key stairs, or red Key Hunter shaft. Nice. Derp picking up his 4th energy tank. That's likely the last one we'll see him pick up. It is possible that he could pick up the Ridley E-Tank. I guess technically it's possible he could pick up any of them, but the Ridley E-Tank is the only one that generally runners would consider. Unfortunately, not quite getting a good enough ledge grab there to keep his Shine Spark frames through the door to allow for a full halfie. Instead, he's just going to have to do some hurdles, some wall jumps to get through here. And meanwhile, we'll have Kipp headed into Ridley right as Derp heads into Dragon. Bosses for bosses. Now, Kipp's Ridley fight and his Mother Brain fight are going to be a little bit longer than Derp's. So technically, we don't know who's ahead until we get to Mother Brain 2. Mother Brain 3, I guess. The end of Mother Brain 2. And nice start to Dragon by Derp. Kipp's going to count these shots, and then he's going to unload the ammo likely as Ridley Pogo's here, getting those supers in. The supers do a lot of damage. Those 10 supers will do 1/3 of Ridley's health. And Derp getting the blue suit. Looking good. It's going to damage boost here to pick up these drops. It's a little bit faster. Go pick up Space Jump. We've got a dead Pelican on the left side, dead Shrimp on the right side. And now we're going to swap bosses. Derp is going to head down to Lower Norfair, and Kipp is going to head up to Meridia. And Kipp is indeed going to pick up this Ridley E-Tank here. Gives him a nice refill before escaping out. A little bit more safety. Never hurt anybody. Musco, you get Space Jump in Old Route because it makes movement through Lower Norfair and movement over to Plasma much faster. Generally, the answer of why is a runner picking up an item in a race, it is because either it provides them safety when they can sacrifice the time, or it makes their run faster. For most of these items, even if it's not the fastest theoretical strat, it could still be the fastest for that runner. For instance, the Crate E-Tank is definitively a time loss if you run perfectly, but for a lot of people, if they go to start skipping the Crate E-Tank, their runs will be slower because it's different health management as they go through that they're not used to, and they may lose more runs, and they may have to farm more where they don't expect. I don't know what the UNSC is, Azure. I think that's a game that I'm not familiar with. I'm probably going to get burned in chat now for some game that I should know. Oh, it's a Halo joke? Okay. I was never a Halo player. I was playing good PC FPSs when Halo was popular. Right. Kipp, you need... Oh, that bomb was a little too far to the right, unfortunately. All right, as I said, they're now going to trade bosses, and this will show us really kind of why, even though the bosses are longer and it's quite a bit harder, that the new route Phantoon first makes such a big difference. Because Kipp is going to head up to a boss that's very close to Turian in G4, and Derp is heading down to a boss that is about as far away from G4 as you can get in this game. Oh, I get it. That's a good joke. Derp going to pick up his last beam here, get the ice beam. You need that for Turian. Well, you don't need it, but it's way faster than doing any other strategy. It also adds a little bit of damage. Gives him a 20-shot Ridley and a 20-shot Mother Brain, too. Well, I don't know which would be faster. I always bomb it, just on the off chance that the timing works out with the orb, and I can get that mock ball and get a little bounce ball by luck, because I'm not fast enough to do it consistently. All right, Kipp heading into the Sneck, gonna kill Bot Moon. He can use basically the same strat. He's gonna use this setup that throws the particles kind of over to Bot Moon. Oh, and look at that Bot Moon, dead before it came to the second hole there. This is excellent. Ew, Southern Route. Southern Route's great. I think both routes are reasonable. I don't have any problem with either of them. That looked like a good ledge grab for this full half. We'll see if he gets it. He does get... Almost went too high there. Looked like he might have brushed his head against the ceiling there a little bit. TGDerp doing a nice chronic boost there. Damage boost, which you can do in old route because you have space jump to jump up instead of having to spark or gravity jump. And here we go. Kipp at his last boss, going to kill Dragon here. I mean, Kipp doesn't take either route because he's doing new route. He can't do southern or northern route because he doesn't come from ice. Doing a little particle setup there. Very, very red Dragon. Nicely done. Oh, unfortunately doesn't quite get that spark. He'll get it from this side. And very clean kill. I'm gonna go for the spark suit there. I think that was a... I can never tell. Sometimes there's like this bad frame thing. Oh yeah, he did not get it. It was a bad frame. Unfortunately, doesn't get the backup. Instead, he'll just have to jump through Coliseum here. Hey, thanks for the clarification, Esther. I am learning today. And what did you learn? I learned how to identify the bad frame on the spark suit. I'm gonna write that one down in my diary. And Derp using Plasma there to hitbox those key hunters. If you run through them while Plasma is hitting them, they don't do any damage to you. That is true for any enemy that takes damage from Plasma and doesn't delete the Plasma beam. So it doesn't work for Ridley, but any enemy that the Plasma passes through, you can do that. And you can see him using it there as well. And being a little bit safe there, killing that frog, that big leg warmer frog, before going down, making sure he doesn't take a hit. Nice metal pirates there. Getting a little bit of a health refill. Just got full ammo. Old Route doesn't generally use the ammo for the Ridley fight. Saves it for Turian. Then they don't have to worry about ammo. It's very consistent that way. And Kipp is on his way there. Derp trying to do that optimal setup where you shoot the charged plasma beam as far away from Ridley as possible so you can charge another one right away before Ridley kind of appears, and you can get 2 quick shots in at the beginning instead of 1. It's going to be a very quick Ridley, though. Only needs 20 shots. Does need to be a little bit careful here. It's only got 63 health left. Please be careful. Derp. Oh, please be dead, Ridley. All right. I was a little bit worried there. Oh, boy. All right, but he is dead. And he's not going to get health bomb, which is sort of unfortunate. He doesn't really need any ammo. But Kipp at G4 now gets to take a breath before doing some very technical Metroid rooms. One more big time-saving trick, the baby skip, and then a fairly tense 60-shot Mother Brain fight. Derp taking that D-boost there to go through frogs, but he's only got 81 health. Luckily with plasma, you kind of kill these key hunters pretty quickly and not have to worry about avoiding them. Oh, please. Ooh. Okay, Derp's gonna take it slow, make sure he hits those, kills them at 56 health. He can take 1 hit from a key hunter. Now he cannot take a hit from a key hunter. Why you gotta do this to me, Derp? And Kipp's ammo is looking really good through the second Metroid room. Let's see if they continue to be nice. That's okay. He's gonna play it safe and use missiles. He has full supers now. It's looking good. And Derp gonna kill these key hunters with plasma. Takes 2 shots, so they go pretty quick. Sometimes the plasma hits twice, so it only takes 1 shot, but it hits him twice. And Kipp getting to the baby with full ammo. Feels good, man. Especially in newish route. You can sometimes be at the mercy of the Metroid drops and not get those supers that you need. Few extra jumps here in this baby skip, but does get it. Nicely done. Saving that time, not having to refill. Very nice Zeb skip. That Zeb skip allows us Super Metroid speedrunners to skip a lot of ammo that we would otherwise need to get in order to get this far. Not having to kill at the Zebs. They have, I believe, 1,000 health each, but they regenerate, so if you don't do it quite fast enough, it can take more. Generally 4 supers or a bunch of missiles that I don't count when I shoot them. All right, Kipp's going to count to 60 now. Actually, he'll probably count to 46 so that he knows when ketchup is coming out, and then he'll just keep doing it until Mother Brain is dead. This is going to take quite a bit more time than Derp's fight, but probably not enough for Derp to catch up. It's looking like it's Kipp's race to lose at this point. And absolutely Stargazer with 4 tanks. He's got an extra 100 health that he's not generally getting on PV attempts, so... Get out of there, Mother Brain. What are you doing? Derp heading back down Terminator. I told you he'd be back. Picks up that super drop. Nicely done. That'll ensure some health from these guys. Oh, missed one health drop. Sometimes it's small health, sometimes it's big health. It's all good, though. And carefully taking that damage to get under 400. That means you won't have to wait for Mother Brain to throw some onion rings or anything at him to kill, get him low enough. Right at 99. And look out. Here comes Baby. Mother Brain here, gonna tell Baby not to dance. Saying, you can't dance, you go sit in the corner. And Samus is gonna say, nobody puts Baby in a corner. I'm glad you like it. I just say stupid things and hope that something's funny. Hope somebody enjoys it. That's true. You can put Baby in a corner with 7 E-tanks. Sometimes you put Baby in a corner with 7 E-tanks and then you have to reset because Mother Brain can't give Baby any onion rings. Oh man, Baby Metroid never felt this way before. Tear. I think Mother Brain's doing the Pachanga. Is that what? I don't remember. I don't remember anything what the names of the dances are called anymore. I'm sorry. I'm ruining it for all of our big Dirty Dancing fans there. Apologies. These are 2 fantastic times. Derp getting into the Baby skip here. Doing some power squats. Kipp gonna head out of Turian. Time bomb set, escape immediately, or within the next 3 minutes at least. You got a little bit of extra time if you want to catch some sights and get a selfie in before you go. A really nice baby skip by Derp. Thank you, Stargazer. I appreciate the clarification. My Dirty Dancing knowledge is not quite up to par for commentary. I'll try to work on that. And this is going to be a really nice 43 by Kipp. He is especially doing PKRD and getting an extra E-tank and still getting a very nice 43. And there we go. Kipp is our winner of this race, finishing with an official SRL time of 43:49. SRL claiming that he improved their personal best to by about 42 seconds, although Kipp's saying that that is inaccurate, and SRL needs to figure out its PBs because he has a better PB than that. He is saying, by the way, that that is his first ever 43 PKRD. So congratulations, Kipp. GG. That is an excellent, excellent old route time and new route time, but especially for PKRD. Meanwhile, I blinked and Derp is done with Mother Brain 2, and we got Baby coming out of the corner again to do the pachanga. Patrick Swayze's saying, we don't do the pachanga. We got our own dance we're going to do. Let's do that lift. Derp also, by the way, having a very good run, I think, while he's on this cutscene, mentioning in chat that he would have been tied with his PB at Gravity if he had just skipped the Crate E-Tank. But then also noticing that he would have been dead. So probably not the right call if you know, generally your time when you're dead is 0. And as Tracy once said, dead is bad. Oh, they're not gonna be able to do the lift now. They practiced it so much in that other room. All right, so Derp is gonna finish up here. Gonna have an excellent race time, and we'll find out what category Derp picks to run for the second game, which is right after this one, scheduled for 9 o'clock Eastern. We may give our runners a little bit of a break, get up, stretch. We'll see whatever they want to do. I am at their mercy. I have no say whatsoever. I am forced to be here no matter what because I clicked a button on a website that said I would talk about Super Metroid while they run it. Last moonfall of the run for Derp. Get out of the Leodox room. And nice Behemoth Spark. Saving a few frames there. He's moonfalling upwards. That's just jumping. All right, TGDerp finishing up with an official SRL time of 47:53, also improving their race PB by 5 seconds. Nicely done. 2 race PBs, according to SRL, not official, in one race. Nicely done. All right, we're gonna take a couple minutes here to get ready to transition the episode, and we'll see what our second race is going to be.